In the annals of American political history, two figures have captured the nation's imagination, quite like Melania Trump, often seen but rarely heard. Her stoic presence has invited both admiration and speculation. How did a young girl from the quiet town of Sevnica, Slovenia, ascend to one of the most scrutinized roles in the world? Melania's story is one of resilience, ambition, and quiet determination, a tale of navigating contrasting worlds, from the simplicity of her childhood to the grandeur of the White House. Her journey mirrors the quintessential American dream, but is imbued with a unique perspective. Unlike her predecessors, Melania brought a global lens to the role of First Lady. She was an immigrant, a model, and an entrepreneur before she became a political figure. To truly understand her, one must look beyond the headlines and delve into the nuanced tapestry of her life. Born Melania Trump on April 26, 1970, in the picturesque town of Sevnica, Melania grew up under the shadow of a communist regime. Her father, Victor, worked as a car salesman, leveraging connections to the League of Communists to ensure some comforts for his family. Her mother, Amalijah, crafted patterns for a children's clothing company, inspiring young Melania with a love for fashion. The family lived modestly in a government-managed apartment, their home brightened by Amalijah's artistic touch. While the grayness of life under socialism often seemed stifling, Melania found ways to dream. She crafted dresses for her dolls, watched her mother sew with precision, and participated in local fashion shows. These small acts of creativity hinted at a life far removed from Sevnica's quiet streets. Though life in Slovenia lacked the glamour Melania would later embrace, her upbringing instilled discipline and an appreciation for hard work. She excelled in school, often balancing her studies with her creative passions. Friends from her youth recall a quiet but driven girl who seemed destined for more than the provincial life around her. The move to Ljubljana for her secondary education was transformative. In the bustling Slovenian capital, Melania was exposed to a cosmopolitan world of ideas and aspirations. She enrolled at the Faculty of Design and Architecture, a choice that reflected her burgeoning interest in the arts. Although she would later leave her studies to pursue modeling, the city expanded her horizons, planting the seeds for a global future. What makes Melania's story unique among first ladies is this foundation: a childhood far removed from the privilege often associated with public figures. She did not come from wealth or political connections, but from a family that valued creativity, education, and resilience. This contrast would shape her outlook, lending her a perspective that resonated with many who saw in her the embodiment of possibility. When Melania Trump met Donald Trump at a Manhattan party in 1998, it was a moment that would change the trajectory of her life forever. She was a 28-year-old model, strikingly beautiful but far from a household name. He was already a fixture of New York society, brash, charismatic, and commanding attention wherever he went. Their meeting was anything but ordinary. It was the convergence of two worlds that seemed, at first glance, diametrically opposed. Donald, then in the midst of a high-profile separation from his second wife, Marla Maples, was immediately captivated by Melania's quiet confidence and European elegance. Unlike many others in his orbit, she didn't rush to impress him. In fact, when he first approached her for her number, she declined, asking instead for his. It was a gesture that intrigued him, setting the tone for a relationship defined by mutual curiosity and a balance of power that seemed to defy expectations. Their courtship was marked by glamour and scrutiny. From lavish dinners at New York's finest restaurants to public appearances at high-profile events, they quickly became a staple of the city's social scene. Yet, Melania maintained a sense of independence, continuing her modeling career and rarely speaking publicly about their relationship. Friends and acquaintances described her as reserved, a stark contrast to Donald's larger-than-life persona. When they married in January 2005 at the Episcopal Church of Bethesda by the Sea in Palm Beach, Florida, it was a union that commanded global attention. The wedding was a spectacle, a reflection of Donald's penchant for opulence and Melania's refined taste. She wore a custom Dior gown, its 13-foot train and intricate beading evoking the grandeur of a royal wedding. The guest list included celebrities, politicians, and business magnates, cementing their status as one of America's most watched couples. But beyond the glamour, their marriage was a partnership that would soon face unprecedented challenges. As Donald's ambitions shifted toward politics, Melania found herself in an uncharted role, one that required her to navigate the complexities of public life while preserving her privacy. Throughout the campaign trail and their time in the White House, Melania's influence was often understated but significant. She brought a calm, stabilizing presence to Donald's high-energy persona, often advocating for a focus on family and traditional values. Their relationship, though scrutinized and sometimes criticized, showcased a unique dynamic, one of contrasts that, paradoxically, complemented each other. In the tapestry of Melania Trump's life, her marriage to Donald Trump forms a central thread, one woven with contrasts, complexities, and contradictions. Their union, forged in the opulent halls of Manhattan's elite social circles, has long fascinated observers. Was it a partnership of shared ambition, a love story shaped by their respective strengths, or a calculated alliance where personal aspirations intersected with public grandeur? The answer, perhaps, lies somewhere in between, shrouded in the same enigmatic aura that defines Melania herself. When Melania first met Donald Trump at a party in 1998, their encounter was emblematic of their vastly different worlds. Donald, already a towering figure in American business and media, exuded an air of relentless ambition. Melania, by contrast, was a model navigating the competitive world of fashion, her quiet confidence and Eastern European grace setting her apart. Despite, or perhaps because of their differences, their connection was immediate. Their courtship unfolded under the glare of public scrutiny, a dynamic that Melania seemed to handle with an innate poise. Unlike other women in Trump's life who basked in the limelight, Melania appeared content to let her actions speak louder than words. Her measured responses and refusal to divulge intimate details of their relationship painted her as a woman of mystery and image that would follow her into the White House. Marriage to Donald Trump brought with it both immense privilege and extraordinary challenges. Melania became a fixture in Trump Tower, her life now intertwined with one of the most polarizing figures of the era. While the tabloids speculated endlessly about their dynamic, Melania's public persona remained consistent, reserved, elegant, and deliberate. Her interviews revealed glimpses of a pragmatic woman who understood the transactional nature of power and fame. Yet, beneath the surface of their gilded life lay moments of struggle and adaptation. Melania's journey into Trump's world required her to navigate not only the complexities of their relationship but also the expectations of an unforgiving public. Her role as the wife of a billionaire, and later, the First Lady, demanded a balance of loyalty, independence, and resilience. Melania's entry into motherhood in 2006 with the birth of their son Barron added a profound new dimension to her identity. By all accounts, she took to the role of mother with unwavering devotion, often prioritizing Barron's upbringing over public appearances. In interviews, she described herself as a full-time mom, a role she seemed to embrace wholeheartedly, perhaps as a refuge from the relentless demands of her public life. Their marriage, like any, was not without its trials. From allegations of infidelity to the intense spotlight of the 2016 presidential campaign, Melania and Donald's relationship weathered storms that might have broken others. Through it all, Melania's silence spoke volumes. Her steadfast refusal to engage in public spats or air grievances added to her mystique, leaving the world to speculate on the true nature of their bond. What emerges from this chapter of her life is a portrait of a woman who, while deeply shaped by her marriage, maintained a sense of self. In her quiet moments, away from the cameras and headlines, one imagines Melania reflecting on the paradox of her life, a journey that took her from the modest streets of Slovenia to the gilded corridors of power, all while maintaining an air of inscrutability that continues to captivate and confound. Melania Trump's tenure as First Lady began on January 20, 2017, Amid a maelstrom of controversy, heightened expectations, and an increasingly polarized American political landscape, her entry into the White House was marked by contrasts, a figure of grace and restraint navigating one of the most tumultuous presidencies in modern history. While much of the attention was focused on her husband's larger-than-life persona, Melania carved out a role that was uniquely her own, though not without its challenges and complexities. From the outset, Melania's approach to the role of First Lady stood apart from her predecessors. Unlike Michelle Obama's dynamic advocacy or Hillary Clinton's political ambition, Melania adopted a more understated, measured presence. Critics interpreted her reserve as disengagement, yet her actions often revealed a deliberate, thoughtful approach. Her Be Best initiative, launched in 2018, focused on children's well-being, online safety, and opioid abuse issues that resonated with her quieter, nurturing persona. One cannot overlook the cultural adjustment that Melania faced as she transitioned from private citizen to one of the most visible women in the world. Her accent and European heritage became points of discussion, often unfairly scrutinized in a nation where diversity is both celebrated and contested. Yet, in these moments, Melania's resilience shone through. She often spoke of her pride in becoming an American citizen, framing her journey as a testament to the opportunities that the United States offered to those willing to embrace its ideals. Life in the White House, however, was far from serene. Melania's public appearances were meticulously curated, her fashion choices dissected for meaning intentional or not. The now infamous "I really don't care, do you?" jacket she wore during a visit to migrant detention centers sparked widespread outrage, prompting speculation about whether it was a deliberate statement or a misstep. Melania, characteristically, refused to clarify, allowing the moment to further solidify her enigmatic image. Behind the scenes, reports painted a picture of a First Lady who wielded quiet but significant influence. Whether it was negotiating family dynamics or offering input on key decisions, Melania's role in Donald Trump's presidency extended beyond the ceremonial. Her stoic demeanor in public often belied her determination to protect her family and maintain a semblance of normalcy amid the chaos of political life. The most striking aspect of Melania's White House years was her ability to maintain an air of mystery. While previous First Ladies used media engagements to shape their legacies, Melania's limited interviews and carefully chosen words left much unsaid. This reticence allowed her detractors to project their criticisms and her supporters to view her as a quiet force of dignity. Perhaps the most poignant moments of her time as First Lady came during ceremonial events, state dinners, holiday celebrations, and visits to national landmarks. These occasions showcased her meticulous attention to detail and her understanding of the symbolic power of the role. Her redesign of the White House Rose Garden, while controversial, was emblematic of her preference for subtle elegance over ostentation. As her tenure came to a close, Melania delivered a farewell address that was as measured and reflective as her time in the role. She urged Americans to choose kindness and unity, a message that contrasted sharply with the divisive rhetoric of her husband's presidency. It was a fitting conclusion to a chapter defined by paradox, a First Lady whose silence often spoke louder than words, whose grace often stood in quiet contrast to the storm around her. As the Trump presidency concluded in January 2021, Melania Trump retreated from the glare of Washington, choosing a quieter existence that mirrored her pre-White House life. The transition marked not just a departure from the political epicenter, but also the beginning of a new phase, one defined by reflection, reinvention, and selective re-emergence. While Donald Trump's post-presidency was marked by legal battles, rallies, and a continued presence in the political arena, Melania appeared content to step back, offering only occasional glimpses into her world. Relocating to Mar-a-Lago, the family's estate in Palm Beach, Florida, Melania found solace in its opulence and privacy. Here, she resumed a life centered on her son Barron, who had grown into adolescence during their White House years. Motherhood remained her most cherished role, and those close to her often remarked on her unwavering commitment to providing Barron with stability amid the turbulence that surrounded their family. Yet, Melania was not entirely removed from public life. Reports surfaced of her involvement in philanthropic efforts, though often behind the scenes. The Be Best initiative, which she had championed as First Lady, continued in some form, focusing on issues such as online bullying and children's mental health. While these endeavors received less attention than during her time in office, they underscored her quiet dedication to causes she held dear. The question of her legacy remains a contested one. To some, Melania symbolizes grace under pressure, a woman who navigated an unprecedented presidency with poise and restraint. To others, her silence in the face of controversy was complicity, a refusal to confront the divisive rhetoric and actions of her husband's administration. In either case, her story resonates as a testament to the complexities of modern public life, where every gesture and word is subject to intense scrutiny. Melania's post-White House years also sparked curiosity about her future. Would she write a memoir, as many first ladies before her had done, offering insights into her perspective on the presidency and her personal journey? Or would she continue to guard her privacy, allowing speculation to fill the void left by her silence? As of now, she has chosen the latter path, leaving the world to interpret her legacy through the fragments she has revealed. In reflecting on Melania Trump's journey, one cannot help but marvel at its contradictions. From the quiet streets of Seneca to the gilded halls of the White House, her life has been a study in adaptation and resilience. Her post-White House years, while marked by retreat, offer a poignant epilogue to a story that remains unfinished. Melania Trump may never fully reveal the depths of her thoughts or the intricacies of her choices, but perhaps that is her most enduring legacy, a reminder that, even in an era of oversharing, mystery still holds power. In the years following her departure from the White House, Melania Trump's public persona has continued to inspire both admiration and critique. As the dust settled on one of the most polarizing presidencies in American history, Melania found herself situated in a unique and often paradoxical narrative, simultaneously a symbol of glamour and a figure cloaked in mystery. Her legacy, much like her role as First Lady, resists simple categorization, inviting nuanced exploration. One of the defining features of Melania's post-presidency era has been her deliberate retreat into the private sphere. Unlike her immediate predecessors, who embraced highly visible philanthropic or public speaking careers, Melania chose a path of selective engagement. This decision has fueled speculation about her intentions and has drawn comparisons to the traditional first ladies of earlier eras, who often eschewed public roles in favor of supporting their families and husbands. This selective engagement, however, does not equate to disengagement. Behind the scenes, Melania has reportedly maintained a quiet yet firm influence in her family's affairs, whether advising her husband on political strategies or ensuring that her son Barron's transition into adulthood remains untainted by the chaos surrounding the Trump brand. Melania's influence, though understated, remains palpable. Her philanthropic interests have also endured, albeit in a less conspicuous form. While the Be Best initiative did not evolve into a large-scale foundation, its principles continue to guide her sporadic public statements and limited appearances. Advocating for children's well-being and mental health, Melania has reiterated her commitment to fostering supportive environments for young people, an endeavor she began as First Lady and appears unwilling to abandon entirely. Despite her restrained public presence, Melania remains a figure of fascination. Her style, often lauded for its elegance and meticulous curation, continues to inspire designers and fashion enthusiasts. Even in moments of controversy, such as her choice of attire during significant events, Melania's sartorial decisions have been dissected as coded messages or reflections of her inner thoughts. This unyielding scrutiny underscores the enduring power of her image and the curiosity it provokes. However, her silence on pivotal issues has also drawn criticism. For some, Melania's refusal to publicly address the controversies of her husband's administration represents a missed opportunity for moral leadership. Her decision to prioritize loyalty and discretion over vocal dissent has been both lauded as a sign of strength and decried as complicity. As the years pass, Melania Trump's legacy will likely be shaped by the lenses through which she is viewed. To her admirers, she is a modern Jacqueline Kennedy, a poised, enigmatic figure who brought sophistication to an often chaotic political landscape. To her detractors, she is a cautionary tale of detachment, a reminder of the cost of silence in times of upheaval. Ultimately, Melania Trump's story remains a compelling study in contrasts. Her journey from a small Slovenian town to the world stage encapsulates the American dream, yet her reluctance to fully embrace the limelight leaves many questions unanswered. In a world that often demands transparency and openness from its public figures, Melania's enduring mystique might be her most lasting statement, a quiet assertion of agency in a life lived under the brightest of spotlights. As time advances and the historical lens sharpens, Melania Trump's life and legacy remain imbued with a compelling ambiguity. Her story, at its core, is one of contrasts, a quiet, reserved presence amid the boisterous dynamics of the Trump era, a woman of European sophistication navigating the idiosyncrasies of American political culture, and an individual who alternated between the spotlight and the shadows with remarkable poise. The years following her tenure as First Lady have done little to demystify her. Instead, they have further cemented her status as an enigma in the pantheon of American public figures. Unlike many of her predecessors, whose post-White House lives became campaigns of public service or memoir writing, Melania has chosen a route marked by restraint and selectivity. This decision speaks volumes about her personality, her priorities, and perhaps her enduring discomfort with the scrutiny that comes with her position. Melania's life, as history will remember it, is likely to be characterized by her ability to adapt while maintaining an air of detachment. Her early life in Slovenia, far removed from the corridors of American power, suggests a woman who was shaped by discipline, ambition, and an intrinsic understanding of opportunity. Her move to New York and subsequent marriage to Donald Trump was, in many ways, a leap into an entirely different universe. Yet, throughout these transitions, Melania retained a core element of herself, an unwavering commitment to self-preservation and the roles she chose to inhabit. For all the criticism she has faced, whether for her perceived lack of initiative as First Lady or her reluctance to publicly distance herself from controversial aspects of her husband's administration, Melania Trump has consistently resisted the pressures of conformity. Her silence, often interpreted as complicity, may also be seen as a form of quiet protest, a refusal to let the cacophony of external voices dictate her narrative. This is not to say her legacy is without flaws. Like any public figure, Melania's choices, her fashion statements, her public speeches, her initiatives will be dissected and debated for years to come. The question that will endure, however, is not whether she succeeded or failed by conventional measures, but how she redefined the role of First Lady for a new era. Her legacy invites a deeper contemplation of what it means to be a public figure in an age of relentless visibility. In a time when social media magnifies every gesture and amplifies every word, Melania's decision to maintain a degree of opacity feels almost radical. It challenges the assumption that public figures must always be accessible, always performative, and always transparent. In the final analysis, Melania Trump's journey offers a poignant reminder of the complexities of identity in the modern age. She is, at once, a reflection of the dreams and contradictions that define America, a nation that celebrates individuality yet demands conformity, that champions freedom yet thrives on scrutiny. As historians piece together the puzzle of her life, Melania's legacy will likely continue to evolve. For now, she remains a figure who defies easy categorization, a testament to the power of resilience and the enduring allure of mystery. As Melania Trump recedes further from the immediacy of public life, her image lingers, an enduring paradox that defies easy resolution. Her journey, marked by improbable transitions and deliberate silences, serves as a prism through which to examine the complexities of identity, power, and agency in the modern era. Her post-presidency years have been characterized by a near-invisible public presence. While Donald Trump has remained a polarizing figure, commanding headlines and rallying supporters, Melania has retreated into a life defined by selectivity. The occasional charity event, a rare public appearance, or the guarded glimpses into her family life serve as reminders of her existence, but they do little to unveil the depths of her experiences or her inner world. Observers speculate about the life she now leads, a life perhaps more aligned with her personal inclinations. Friends and insiders describe her as a deeply private individual who values her role as a mother above all else. Barron Trump, her youngest child, has been a constant focal point of her attention, and her post-White House life appears to be one centered on his education and well-being. Yet, even in her retreat, Melania's influence persists. She remains a style icon, her sartorial choices during her tenure as First Lady continuing to inspire fashion designers and enthusiasts worldwide. Her understated elegance, combined with her ability to use clothing as a subtle form of expression, has left an indelible mark on the cultural consciousness. As scholars and biographers continue to dissect her story, the question of agency looms large. Was Melania Trump a passive participant in a tumultuous political saga, or was she a quiet strategist carefully navigating her way through an unpredictable landscape? Her actions or lack thereof during pivotal moments remain a subject of intrigue and analysis. In her silence lies her power. Melania Trump's refusal to fit neatly into the narrative of her husband's presidency or the broader political discourse challenges the public's expectations of accessibility and performance. Her legacy, much like her life, is a study in contrasts: ambition and restraint, visibility and invisibility, influence and detachment. As the chapters of her story continue to unfold, Melania Trump remains a symbol of the unresolved tensions that define public life in the 21st century. Her enigmatic presence ensures that she will be remembered, not just for what she did, but for the enduring questions she leaves behind. Amid the storm of politics, scrutiny, and global attention, one constant thread has woven itself through Melania Trump's life: her devotion to her son, Barron. For Melania, motherhood has been not just a role, but a purpose only that has remained steadfast through the turbulence of her husband's presidency and the public spotlight that comes with it. Those closest to her describe a woman who approaches parenting with meticulous care and unrelenting focus. Barron, born in March 2006, has been her priority from the moment of his arrival. Even during Donald Trump's political campaigns and presidency, Melania was often seen as the stabilizing presence in Barron's life, ensuring he experienced as normal a childhood as possible under extraordinary circumstances. As a mother, Melania has embraced a traditionalist approach, one deeply rooted in her own upbringing. Her Slovenian heritage, with its emphasis on family bonds and discipline, informs her parenting philosophy. She has often spoken about the values she seeks to instill in Barron: respect for others, a sense of responsibility, and the importance of education. Her commitment to his upbringing has been palpable, even in her decision-making. During the early months of Donald Trump's presidency, Melania made headlines by choosing to stay in New York, rather than immediately move to the White House. Her stated reason was simple yet profound. She wanted Barron to finish his school year without disruption. It was a decision that drew criticism for its cost to taxpayers, but also admiration for her prioritization of her child's well-being over political optics. In the White House, Melania shielded Barron from the public eye, a rarity in an era where the children of political figures often find themselves in the media spotlight. She rarely spoke of him publicly, allowing him the space to grow without the weight of public expectations. When she did mention him, it was with a tenderness that revealed her pride and protective instincts. Melania's hands-on approach as a mother extends beyond the symbolic. She has reportedly taken an active role in shaping Barron's education and extracurricular activities. Fluent in multiple languages herself, she has encouraged his multilingual education, a testament to her belief in the power of global awareness and cultural understanding. Observers often note the contrast between her reserved public demeanor and the warmth she exudes in private settings with her son. Photographs capturing their moments together show a softer, more intimate side of Melania, mother whose love and dedication are undeniable. Yet, her parenting has not been without its challenges. Raising a child in the glare of public life is a delicate balancing act, one that requires constant vigilance and adaptability. For Melania, the stakes have always been high, ensuring Barron grows up with a sense of normalcy while navigating the unique pressures of being the son of a president. In many ways, her role as a mother is a reflection of the broader themes in her life: a quiet, unwavering commitment to those she holds dear, an ability to adapt to changing circumstances, and a focus on the personal over the performative. Through her choices and actions, Melania Trump has underscored a simple but powerful truth, that even in the most extraordinary of lives, the bonds of family remain paramount. As Baron grows into adulthood, the full extent of Melania's influence on him may become clear. For now, she stands as a testament to the enduring power of maternal love, a force that, even amidst the chaos of public life, remains unshaken. As the public looks back on Melania Trump's years in the spotlight, one thing becomes clear. She remains a figure defined as much by what she reveals as by what she withholds. Her legacy, much like her presence, is quiet yet compelling, understated but enduring. In a world that demands constant visibility, Melania has embraced discretion as her power, crafting a narrative that is both deliberate and enigmatic. Her tenure as First Lady was unconventional in many respects. While her predecessors often embraced activism and public engagement, Melania charted her own course, opting for select appearances and carefully curated initiatives. The Be Best campaign, though met with mixed reactions, reflected her focus on children's well-being, a theme consistent with her role as a mother. Critics may question the campaign's impact, but it remains a testament to her desire to contribute in her own understated way. Melania's legacy is also inextricably linked to her identity as an immigrant. As only the second foreign-born First Lady in U.S. history, she navigated her role with a unique perspective shaped by her Slovenian roots. For some, her story serves as an emblem of the American dream, a journey from a small European town to the grandeur of the White House. For others, it sparks debates about identity, assimilation, and the evolving face of American politics. Beyond the policies and public appearances, Melania's most profound impact may lie in the conversations she inspired. Her life invites questions about the role of a First Lady in the 21st century. Is it one of political activism, personal expression, or silent support? Can one redefine the role while remaining true to oneself, or does the position inherently demand conformity? Perhaps Melania's most enduring contribution is the way she redefined expectations through her quiet strength. Her preference for privacy in an era of hypervisibility stands as a counterpoint to the relentless demands of modern public life. In her silence, she allowed the world to project its interpretations onto her, becoming a mirror for societal expectations, aspirations, and critiques. As Melania transitions into a life beyond the White House, she remains a subject of intrigue. Her post-presidency years have so far been characterized by the same discretion that marked her time in the public eye. Reports suggest she has retreated to a life focused on family, personal projects, and the privacy she so values. In the end, Melania Trump's story is one of transformation and adaptation, shaped by her ability to navigate vastly different worlds. From her roots in Slovenia to the global stage, she has been a figure of contrasts, provincial yet cosmopolitan, reserved yet influential, traditional yet modern. Her journey offers no easy answers, but instead invites reflection on the complexities of identity, ambition, and public life. For a nation fascinated by its leaders and their families, Melania Trump remains an enigma figure whose legacy will continue to be interpreted, debated, and reimagined in the years to come. In her quiet way, she has left an indelible mark, proving that sometimes strength lies not in what is said but in what is left unsaid.